When semiconductor stocks suddenly fall together, the instinct is to see only loss. Yet beneath every sharp sell-off lies a quieter story, one about how wealth moves before most people notice it. Markets often reward those who can distinguish between changing prices and changing value. That difference is not merely financial knowledge. It is a way of seeing reality with greater clarity. The semiconductor industry occupies an unusual place in the modern world. Tiny chips power artificial intelligence, smartphones, medical devices, vehicles, data centers, and countless everyday tools. Because these companies stand at the center of technological progress, expectations surrounding them can become extraordinary. Investors begin to price not only today's achievements, but tomorrow's dreams. Eventually, even excellent businesses may carry valuations that leave little room for disappointment. When expectations cool, prices can fall rapidly, even while the technology itself remains deeply important. This reveals a hidden wealth cycle that many overlook. Wealth does not simply grow during moments of excitement. It also grows through periods of recalibration. A sell-off forces the market to ask a difficult question. What is this truly worth? That question is uncomfortable because it replaces emotion with discipline. Yet every mature financial system depends upon this process. Without correction, enthusiasm becomes speculation. Without patience, opportunity becomes invisible. There is another psychological layer beneath these market movements. Human beings naturally confuse consensus with certainty. When headlines celebrate an industry every day, confidence quietly transforms into assumption. We begin to believe that what has risen must continue rising. Behavioral science calls this recency bias, the tendency to expect recent patterns to continue indefinitely. A semiconductor sell-off interrupts that bias. It reminds us that markets are not designed to reward comfort. They are designed to constantly reprice uncertainty as new information emerges. This does not mean every decline becomes a buying opportunity, nor does every company recover equally. Competitive advantages change, supply chains evolve, regulations shift, and innovation can unexpectedly favor one business over another. Hidden wealth cycles, therefore, are not invitations to ignore risk. They are invitations to think more carefully. The most valuable habit during volatility is not prediction, but discernment, separating temporary fear from lasting structural change. Notice how this principle extends beyond investing. Many meaningful achievements follow a similar rhythm. Learning, careers, relationships, and even personal growth often experience periods that appear like setbacks, but actually remove unrealistic expectations. The pause becomes preparation. The correction becomes refinement. What initially feels like decline may simply be the system restoring balance before sustainable progress resumes. Gratitude begins to emerge not because uncertainty disappears, but because uncertainty teaches us to value wisdom over excitement. At this point, the timeless qualities of Lord Hanuman illuminate the lesson in a remarkable way. Lord Hanuman embodies unwavering steadiness amid changing circumstances. His courage was never driven by the noise surrounding him, but by clarity of purpose. In a world where financial headlines constantly pull attention from optimism to fear, his example reminds us that disciplined judgment is stronger than emotional reaction. Devotion is not found in chasing every movement of the market. It is found in cultivating the inner stability required to respond with integrity, patience, and thoughtful action. What might this look like in everyday life? Before reacting to alarming financial news, pause long enough to understand the reasons behind it. Study businesses rather than only their share prices. Diversify instead of concentrating risk in excitement alone. Accept that uncertainty is not a flaw in investing. It is part of its design. If you are not an investor, the same wisdom still applies. When unexpected setbacks appear in your own work or ambitions, ask what they are teaching before deciding what they are taking away. This simple habit transforms impulsive reactions into deliberate choices. As these practices become consistent, gratitude naturally deepens. You become thankful for corrections that reveal hidden assumptions, for patience that protects long-term judgment, and for the opportunity to develop character that cannot be measured by any market index. External prices fluctuate, but inner discipline compounds quietly. That may be one of the greatest forms of wealth available to any person. Now allow yourself to become still. Take a slow, gentle breath. As you exhale, release the urge to react to every rise and every fall. Offer heartfelt gratitude to Lord Hanuman for the strength to remain courageous when uncertainty appears, for the wisdom to seek understanding before action, and for the humility to accept that lasting prosperity grows through patience as much as progress. May his qualities guide your decisions whenever markets become turbulent, whenever expectations cloud clear judgment, and whenever fear attempts to replace thoughtful discernment. Carry his steadiness into every opportunity, every challenge, and every season of change. Rest for a quiet moment in that awareness, and return to your day with greater clarity, gratitude, inner strength, and peace.